Hi guys, it's Jake from Mice for Tactical, and today I'm going to be showing you how to change a hop rubber in a MWS Salvo Precision. Okay, this is the double eagle version, right? But we're putting a Friction Pro in this hop unit today for a customer who's requested this hop unit, or this hop rubber, should I say? And we're going to do a quick video on how to break this all down and get to it. Now, it's not a very simple video construction of the Salvo Precisions. You do have to take quite a lot of the front end off to get access to that hop unit. All right, so we're going to break that down and try and do it as best and smooth and efficient as we can today. Providing we don't come into any problems, should take about 10 minutes. But we'll see how we get on from there. There's also a bit of a wobbly barrel that we need to adjust as well, and we'll tighten that for the customer as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by removing the 2 screws at the bottom and the 2 on either side of this handrail itself. Okay, I have obviously just loosened these off so I can make sure I've got the right screw fitting, so I didn't want to be taking ages to do that. So this is how we're going to start. Okay, so just remove the 2 screws at the bottom. Keep them safe, obviously, to one side. If you've got a tech mat or something similar, it's obviously the best way to do it. On here, we are just on the countertop. Okay. We're going to remove the 2 screws on the side as well. You've got this one here, followed by the one on the other side. It should be quite a simple process. These are lovely replicas as well, really nice, solid built. However, with gas blowback, you will find that sometimes things rattle themselves around and do become loose. With these, the getting to this is quite intense. There's quite a lot of bits to remove, a lot of screws, and it can be quite stiff to get some parts out, require a little bit of working. But again, that's kind of what you want with a gas blowback rifle. Okay, so once we've removed those screws, this very stiffly, I had to just remove it from camera because I didn't want to knock everything around, but just pops off. Okay, so with a bit of force, pull that down and it should just remove itself. Quite simple. Okay, and that is the outer handrail. So we're going to park that to one side for now. All right. The next thing we need to do is remove the 2 screws that are on this side, okay? And you see there's the 2 numbers next to the screws, and we're going to just pop our tool inside there and unscrew both of those from the weapon itself. Most of this video is going to be me loosening screws and taking them out. Fortunately, that's just the way it is. This little bit here is just the swing plate, which obviously locks in the handrail. You can move it out of the way if you need to, and sometimes you might have to remove it out of the way anyway, just to be able to poke and separate the sides to it. All right, that's the first one. They're not full threads all the way through, so they will loosen off completely, and then you'll have to pull them out a little bit. So if you are over loosening it, it's probably the fact that it hasn't come out all the way. So you can see the rear plate on the other side is done. So pop that up, and you can remove your 2 plates, which we'll need to obviously put them on to clamp that front end in to secure the outer barrel for the future. All right. Now you can see there's a little split in the middle here, and the barrel itself is just wedged on these 2 pivot points there. Okay, and it should just remove out, but it can be quite stiff. So give that a little bit of a tug, and hopefully we can get it out. If not, you might need to put a bar in just to kind of pry this a little bit if you can. See if I've got something that I can use just to jimmy it a little bit. And it's hard because you don't want to damage or scratch anything, but again, these things are in there good. Now I'm just going to take this off camera just so I can give that a little bit of a yank without knocking everything around, and hopefully we can get that out. Pretty simple, it says. There we go. So pulling that out, I've obviously only slightly pulled it out so we can see. I put it between my legs, give it a good old tug, and that, even now, just putting it back in, has gone stiff again. But there we are. Should come out across the whole of that rail. All right, so this is what we need. So I'm going to put the other part aside just for a second, and we'll come back to that in a moment. Okay, getting access to the hop unit. Now, it's been a long time since I've done one of these, so I apologise if somebody else watches this and you think, God, this guy's going all the way around it. There probably is a simpler and easier way to do that. Okay, but we need to obviously remove the actual barrel and the hop unit with the rubber all together. Okay, so I'm going to start by removing these 2 screws here, and we'll pull hopefully majority of this hop unit and block out. Okay. If we go around doing bits we don't need to do as we're taking it apart, just because I might need to rejog my memory, then on the way, putting it back together, I will just mention that we don't have to take all of it off, but we'll give it a go and we'll see. Right, screw out. Unscrew both of those. are. And hop unit and barrel should just come out. Now I think, if I'm right by saying, we need to remove this top plate here to be able to, because this is your hop arm, which is all connected. So I think it's the 2 screws going down this these long rods here, but I'm just going to have to move it out of the light just to see what ends they are. Okay, so managed to find obviously the right screw for this, just a simple one of those little flathead. I just didn't have anything long enough in my tool set. So the 2 screws that are down there, they're flat Phillips. Okay, so sorry, flat Phillips, tiny little Phillips that you need. So just unscrew those both inside here, and the hop adjustment wheel and hop arm, or hop adjustment wheel that's linked to the hop arm, should come free, just like so. Okay, pop that there. Now obviously we have the hop units and the actual chamber itself and the hop arm on there. All right, last little thing we need to do then is obviously remove this, take this apart, okay, and get access to the hop rubber. Now I believe off the top of my head it's just the little O-ring that's around here that's holding this in. Okay, so we just need a tweezer set or something similar, something small, to pop this little O-ring off. Now obviously we want to keep this O-ring, so don't damage it if you can help it. Okay, if not, you can probably just replace it with another O-ring anyway, similar to size. That comes off there, and you've got one here which obviously secures the barrel in place when it's in the outer barrel, and one here just for a good bit of air seal at the front. So pop that one off as well. You won't need to take this one off. This hop unit should now pop apart. You've got the nub in there, and you've also got the hop arm, and you've got the hop rubber itself. Okay, now we're going to take out the hop nub, sorry. My tweezers are bent. There we go, take that out. Keep the hop arm in situ, keep the top part of the hop there, because we'll want all that after. And we're going to put in our quantum. So, nice and simple. The nub here needs to just sit, popped it out, needs to sit at the top, just under, it's too fiddly for my fingers, this stuff, just under that little arch there. Okay, this is why I have the tweezers that are now bent, because my fingers can't do it. And straighten them back up a second. Okay, so nightmare. Everything's full of silicone and loose. So that, like so. We want to get the nub and that just wants to sit up in there. It's so close. Like that. Perfect. Don't fall out. Stay still. Right. Now we're going to take the actual bucking off, okay, off the top of the barrel, and we're going to apply the new bucking. Now we're going to make sure it lines up, obviously, correct. 1 with the groove that's on the side, and 2 with obviously the actual barrel itself. Give the barrel a clean and a swab as well if you need to, for best results. And all I'm doing now is pushing my thumb, if you can see on the camera, through this bit here to make sure that I can see the hop is protruding and going through the barrel. All right, and I can see that as well. So when it's in against here, then hopefully it should have some good effects on the BB as well. All right, now the little T block that you can see on the side, the little protruding part of the hop rubber, sits into this opening here, so you make sure you've got it all nice and aligned, which is easy. And then again, you can see the top here, you've got this little hole, using my fingers here, but you can see this hole lines up with the little stud that's on there, and you should be able to just pop this all together and hold it in place. Cool. Now again, I'm just going to check. So as I apply pressure, again, see if you can see, line up the camera. When I apply pressure, you can see that the hop itself is coming through and is working with that hop unit. So that's good. That's what we want to see. We're going to put the O-ring back on, and we are going to keeping this in shot as best I can. It's a bit hard when you've got fat fingers and everything wants to move around and it's all slippy. There we go. So that rubber is now keeping that nice and tight and all together. All right. So popping that down, you can see now that is pushing down on that nub into the bucking, giving us the desired effect that we want of adjusting the hop. Okay, O-ring back on and through, keeps it all in there nice and tight. So that's great. And we're going to pop that into our barrel. Now the top here lines up for you to adjust with the hop arm. Okay, so this is your hop arm there, and obviously the remainder of the block that we just took out a minute ago goes and sits back in against this part here with the adjustment wheel engaged onto the hop arm. Okay, now we'll tighten those screws up. They definitely were Loctited 100% because that was a really stiff, and you could hear it crack when I loosened them off. So just bear that in mind when you're obviously tightening this all back up. You want it to be nice and tight. There we go. Keep tightening, keep tightening, keep tightening. That one's done. This one. There we go. Okay. Right, now popping that back into our barrel. Make sure we get it orientated the right way. I have to second guess myself. There we go. You can see you've got the two screws here, line up with those holes at the top, those little pilot holes. And we can put the two screws back in just at the top here. All right, and I just need to tighten that all back up again. So let me get my Allen key set that we had. There we go. Okay, right, tighten that up on here, and then as you tighten that, get it in to be nice and tight, nice and clamped in, that it's not going to play around or move around too much. Okay, and keep going. There we go. It's a long screw, so just bear that in mind. And let's go on there. Okie dokie. Yeah, no problem. And I'm just gonna pop this down, get the rails, and we've got the weapon here. So now we've taken that all out, and that's all ready to go back in. Just want to make sure that it isn't too loose. Okay, nice and tight here, as you can see. And I'm going to slide that now back into the weapon along the top here, and if we can get it in as much as we can, those two teeth, there we go, should line up with the sides there. Okay, nice and tight in that one, which is all good. All right, happy days. Now, the reason why I think it was loose last time was the fact that these screws and everything else on the side weren't tight enough. So we're going to put these back on, these two plates, and we're going to make sure that they're nice and tight all the way through, okay, to the other part of the weapon as well. Now, I'm going to just kind of line them up by hand first, and you'll see the grooves that you've got here for the screws. The other side doesn't have the thick grooves. That's just for the entrance point to go through. So pop that through. Got to line it all up, make sure it all goes through as best it can. This rail, this isn't down enough yet, so that needs to go in a little bit more. Oh, there we go, just that tad was perfect. And I'll pinch that in on this one too, on there, and then I can screw that in on this side. Okay, so again, another time where I need extra fingers and hands, but here we are. Okay, right, tighten that up on this side. We'll make sure that the screws are biting to the other part of the rail here. Okay, and this one as well. So we're going to give this a nice good tighten because it was a little bit wobbly last time. All right, so we want to make sure, again, you got to try not to crack this stuff. It is pot metal for a lot of it. It's not wrought steel or iron. Okay, it's a weak alloy material, so we don't want to crack anything, but we do want it to still be tight enough and pinched to the weapon that it's not gonna shake around as we're running with it. All right, barrel seems much sturdier than it was before, which is a good sign. I'm going to put that nub and that old bucking aside for the customer, just in case they want to keep it as a spare. And it's also nice to see that the work has been done, and we're not just saying it has. And then we're going to slide this rail back on. So we'll slide the rail on over the two mounts either side. It is a little bit difficult to line up, I'm not going to lie to you, and it's quite a stiff rail as well. There we go. And we're now going to screw the remaining two screws in to the bottom, the side rail, sorry, and then the last two into the bottom. Okay. No, before we do that, Look at that, nearly forgot. We've got to make sure that plate is down. Okay, that plate has to be down because we need that to line up on these two screws here as we go in. All right, otherwise you'll be taking it all apart again just to screw it all back together. So align the rail back up. Line all that stuff up when you can. This is where it takes another couple of minutes to line up now. And knocking the camera about. It was too good to be true. There we go. Okay, right, nice and tight. Okie dokie. And here we're going to now tighten those two screws on the sides. Okay, get them nice and tight there. And on the other side, okay, like so. And the bottom two screws again, just to finish it all off and secure it in place. And that should be the last ones that we need. It's not the right one, it's that one. There we go. Okie dokie. So pop that in there, nice and tight. Keep it going. And pop it on here. Right. There we go. Awesome. Now, we've obviously put that in. It's nice and tight. There's no more play in that barrel anymore. Okay. So it's nice and secure and solid. Just need a little bit of a tightening up, obviously. And the hop unit has now been swapped out, or the hop rubber, should I say, for a Quantum with the Quantum nub and bucking. There we go. Hope that was of some use to you. It is quite a long video, and obviously I should have got the screws lined up beforehand in the middle. So apologies on that one. However, again, I've just cut the video in the middle there. That's all it was, to find the screw and then come back to obviously take it out. All right. If again you like the video, if there was some benefit of that, please obviously give it a like, give us a subscribe. We're going to do tech tips and everything else on how to change rubbers, hop units, all the other good stuff on the weapons as we go throughout the next few weeks. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, leave your bits in the bottom, guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video and it was some use to you. If it was, then again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.